The 1250 at Bangor, which we've just missed, unfortunately.
0-1.
Was no idea. It was the Sir John Hanmer Trophy. Now, I don't know if it's the same bloke, but excuse me, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
The talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yes, here we are again, Clips of the Week. And Andy, would you care to kick us off?
Yes, we start with the two mics chatting last Friday.
I'm not suspicious about Friday the 13th. If I saw a ladder resting against an upstairs window and I was on the pavement, I would deliberately walk under the ladder.
Would you?
You've not seen me getting off the road to walk round the ladder.
That's why he's so unlucky.
No, I'm not unlucky at all. The person who steps off the road to walk around the ladder deserves to get knocked down by a car.
That's nice of you.
Deserves to get knocked down by a car just for walking around the ladder. So here's a caller to the full-time phone-in. And if you do call talkSPORT, don't just put your phone on silent. Maybe turn off vibrate as well.
I think he looks at someone like Frank de Boer and gets a bit frightened that it can all be over very quickly. But he also lives in Northern Ireland.
I thought Harpo Marx had called.
It did sound a bit like that, didn't it? Hey, Lusty.
Here's the Moose with news of a new player.
What he did do is push Son further forward and Vertonghen to left wing back and Derek Dyer into the centre.
Well, there's a lot more Erics than Derricks around these days,
I
aren't
like
there?
Derek Dyer.
I like it. Yeah, Derek Dyer, that's good. This is Martin Roberts on Talk Radio interviewing the Channel 4 stalwart Kevin McLeod. And despite all those brilliant grand design programmes he's presented, Kevin reckons this is his finest hour.
Is there one thing that you could say you've invented and brought to the market? I mean, I say invented, you know what I mean? What
the thing I'm most proud of promoting in 20 years is the composting toilet.
I'm out.
Yes.
I mean, I imagine the compostable toilet is a very useful thing.
I thought Kevin had taken on too much with the compostable toilet.
But he got it done.
He did.
He turned a matchbox into a 5-bedroom house in 20 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Tony Cascarino and Georgie Bingham on the weekend breakfast chatting to betting expert Nicola McGeady.
I thought Brighton were a really big price, considering their level with Everton on the same points, and they're at home. Tell us the price of them, Nicola.
I'm with you. They are priced at 11 to 5.
Are they? Oh, blimey! It's so high.
It's quite high.
Can we just hear that again? Have we got just Georgie's Are They again? I don't know if it's just in isolation.
I'm with you. They are priced at 11 to 5.
Are they? Fantastic, isn't it?
It's good.
Come in and have your dinner. Sounds like you're shouting down the street.
I'm surprised.
So, now you may recall Alan Brazil asking David Ginola this recently.
You understand, David? You have wasps in France, no?
Do you have wasps in France?
Brilliant.
Yeah. And what happened next, Andy?
Well, he had another question for him this week.
David, in France, do you watch professional boxing?
Yes. Yeah, they're boxing wasps. It's amazing. It's about 50 mile away, Al. It's really not that far.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Probably you could get there quicker than you could to Ipswich. It's what do you breathe there? Is it air? Is it 21% oxygen?
You have food?
Is it you have food there? What do you eat? It's just honestly, you get there in an hour and a half. Actually, David also had a slightly more important question for Alan.
A question, by the way. Do you know how to perform a CPR?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, you sit on someone's chest.
I'm not sure sit on someone's
I
chest.
hope I don't ever have a heart attack in front of Alan.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Parry's been keeping away from him. Only 1/3 working. Can you imagine Alan bouncing up and down on someone's chest going, staying alive, staying alive. Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Back to the callers now.
Yeah.
This time, a City fan.
And I'll give you the Chelsea game as an example. We went into that game without two of our top form players, Mendy and Aguero, at that point, and I thought I'd be happy with 2 points.
Yeah, look, you might have pet, mate, but you can't have 2 points for a draw. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You only got another 10 of them worth 50 million apiece.
You'll be all right.
About it, yeah.
So let's cross to Palace versus Chelsea at Selhurst Park and talkSPORT's Will Cope.
That was the first goal from the Crystal Palace perspective. Chelsea equalised through Bakayoko.
Wacky Bakayoko, that you may be getting a solicitor's letter there, Will. How dare you?
Yeah. Here's Jim Proudfoot at Real Madrid versus Spurs.
As Kane makes his way forward, tries a 35-yarder from...
35 yards?
I'd say so.
That will be my guess.
I think you're right.
Yeah. What's next, Andy?
It's time now for the TalkSPORT Caller of the Week.
Listen, I don't know, I'm spitting me granny out and all kinds of things.
Talk Sport Caller of the Week.
Thanks very much for that.
An old expression.
Yes, and this is a good recovery from Eddie Hearn in the studio on Breakfast, chatting to One Direction's Niall Horan.
Eddie Hearn here. Good to see you, mate. Good to speak to you, rather. Listen, I know you like these big shows, these big events. You sell out stadiums all around. Do you fancy coming in with me?
Nice recovery. And finally, Andy.
And we finish as we started with the two mics giving a shout out to a valued listener.
Patrick says, can I get a shout out for my birthday on Wednesday? I'll be 46. I'm a big fan of the show Bladderation in Moderation.
Mm-hmm. And who's that?
Well, I've just told you his name, Patrick. You're not listening.
Patrick. Very happy birthday, my son. Have a great, when is it, next Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Really made him feel special.
Very special.
Shouldn't have even bothered. So here we are then. Thanks to everybody who suggested clips that were played this week. They were Thomas Keeler, Paul Harrison, Tim Mardson, Russ Anderson, Bernard Newton, Michael Rowlands, Neil Davis, Gary Lewis, Sean Fackrell, Chris Porch, Steve Roberts, Chris Porch, okay. Nellie Parry. I don't know if it's a front porch or a back porch.
Who knows?
Max Hennessy, Loz Ryan, Ben Watkins, Elton Hales, Paul Forrestal, Alex Morris, Scott Drysdale, Ken Brazier, Carlos Newton, Paul Forrestal twice. We like Paul Forrestal. Mark Cubitt, Ken Brazier already.
What's going on?
They mates of yours. Gubby Allen, Ken Brazier, Paul Forrestal, Roger from Paul Forrestal, Ken Brazier, Roger from Durham.
Half the names are wrong.
And Ken Brazier. If you hear a clip on and Paul Forrestal and Ken Brazier, if you hear a clip on Talks and Paul Forrestal, if you hear a clip on Talk Sport over the next 7 days, please send it in to us.
Strictly, they were Herman's Hermits, not Herman and the Hermits. Wishing to be a pedant.
Well, you are.
But that's... like hinge and bracket.
It is.
So, Martin...
yes, what have I watched?
So what have... Excuse me, blimey. Sorry, frightened the life out of me then. What have you watched?